Gabs, medicine man.
Yo, finally. All right, what's poppin'? I was just listening. The first thing I was gonna ask you is obviously I heard the brother, the Muslim brother. I don't know what his name was. I forgot the brother's name. He said, if correct me if I'm wrong, he was saying that the acts of homosexuality and all that stuff is works of of Shaytaan or something, and that God couldn't put this stuff in man. Um, I always have a bit of issues when people always blame things on like the shaitan or the devil or the demons, because if I'm going to explain this stuff to my child, let's just say now if my child's watching TV and they see men do things and I say, and they go, Daddy, why are those men doing those? And I say it's the shaitan. They're gonna go to me, what's the shaitan? Then I'm gonna have to go into the Quran and show them, well, the shaitan is this person, and then they're gonna say, what does he look like? So what I'm trying to say is, for me to explain something to my son, yeah, I cannot, for me to say, okay, these are acts of the shaitan, for one, I cannot show my child or or prove to my child that the shaitan is the one that created this wrongdoing. You see what I'm saying? No one here can prove the shaitan or whatever it is, or a demon or a devil, doing these wrongdoings. We've just been told that oh yeah, it's the devil, it's the one that did this thing, it's the demons that do this thing, it's the shaitan, it's the jinns that do these things. But no one has ever seen the shaitan, the jinns, the devils, or the demons do these things. They've seen man do these things, but then they will say, oh, but the man is acting with the shaitan, but you never see the shaitan. So we can't blame things on the shaitan and the devils whenever things is going wrong, because even if we look in our normal day lives, you know what I mean? If somebody goes out and commits murder, in court they don't say, well, it wasn't me, it was the devil inside me, and the judge goes, all right, yeah, you're right, it was the devil. Do you know what? Let's let this man go, free him. You see what I'm saying? It just doesn't work. Do you know what I mean? So I always ask the question, how far do we go on blaming these other things when we know in our natural world these things just don't work? So so for me personally, if these things are coming, I'm saying it's coming straight from whoever created us, put all these stuff in us. You see what I'm saying? Because also, to piggyback on what Phil was saying, back in the ancient times, like you said, there wasn't all this internet and all this stuff that we have today, but you still had Greeks, Romans, and all these people that was getting involved in homosexual acts. What was their excuse? What were they using? Do you know what I mean? What was they watching? What was they looking at? Do you know what I mean? You got to think about the environment stuff back then. Back then, people was wearing less than nothing basically, because they was in hot environments. Do you see what I'm saying?
The sound was very bad.
Yo, Gabs, can you hear me?
Blame it. I just blame it. I think it boils down to, and obviously it must boil down, because you can't start blaming it and pulling it on devils and demons. We ain't seen no.
Yo, Gabs, can you hear me?
No.
Hello? Gabs,
Bro.
Gabs, can you hear me?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Hello? Gabs?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah. With the whole shaitan thing, as Muslims, we don't always believe in
Hear me?
shaitan. We believe people can
Hello.
succumb to their own
Can you hear me
desires.
now?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can hear. Can you hear me?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yo.
Yo,
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, yeah. Sometimes it's people's own
Yeah, I
desire.
can hear you.
It's not always Shaytaan. Gabs.
Okay, so what bits are Shaitan? Can you hear me?
Yeah, but that's impossible. We'll never know. That's the problem.
Okay, that's my point. So, and that's my point. You will never know what bits is Shaitan. So if you will never know what bit Shaitan is responsible for, how can you then blame him for something and say that he's the reason or this is the reason why this thing has happened?
Because he
You
plants the
see what I'm
seed.
saying? That's the
He was
only issue that I have. That's like me. That's like me. Do you know what it's like? Do you know what it's like? That's like me. That's like me blaming. That's like me blaming a murder, yeah, on a melon.
yeah, but
You
what
see
I'm
what I'm saying? I'm saying a melon is the reason why I committed murder. The melon is the liar of all lies. But no one has ever seen a melon lie or do the things that I say.
What the fuck are you talking
yeah,
about, bro?
You see what I'm saying?
but if you was explaining it to your child from your point of view, you wouldn't do it from an Islamic point of view. You'd do it. You'd
Yeah,
probably say,
yeah,
look,
that's what I'm
it's an
saying.
unnatural act. Man and woman are supposed to be together. But obviously, we're seeing it from a Muslim, from an Islamic point of view.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying, but you see what you just said, yeah? I just asked you, you know, when we blame things on the shaitan, I just asked you and said, can you show proof of that of the shaitan? And you said you'll never know, yeah?
Whether it's
So I
Shaytaan
gave an
or
example and I said, yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Yeah, done bad things. And I said, you'll never know. You can never prove that. You'll never know. And I said, exactly. That's my point because that's like blaming some bad stuff on a melon. Yeah.
Mm.
Just imagine that a melon. Yeah. If I'm saying a reason why men are having homosexual sex and all that stuff. Yeah. How am I going to prove that? Oh, or the melon, the creator of that. How am I going to prove that it was the melon's idea? Like the melon was the one that created all these stuff,
But what would you be basing that off,
or is
though?
the reason why men are.
But what would you be
This is my
basing?
point. So what we basing this shaitan on?
Obviously, I'm a Muslim, so obviously
This is what I'm saying. What would we
we have
base
conviction
the shaitan
that
doing these
Shaytaan,
things and being the reason for?
because we know that Shaytaan gives people whispers.
Yeah,
We
but
know
based on
that.
what? What? On yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. So where's the evidence? Where's the evidence you have? Where's the evidence you have of the shaitan whispering? This is what I'm saying. Like things like that, like the whispering. Where have we seen the evidence of the shaitan whispering in someone's ear and making him do something like that? Where's the proof that we can see of that?
Obviously, I'm a Muslim, so I see the Quran as the word of God. So if Allah's telling us that in the Quran that Shaitan's gonna try and tempt us, to succumb into our desires, then that's what I believe.
Yeah, I hear that. I get what I get. Do you know what? Yeah, and it's fine because I get what you're coming from a religious background. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Coming from a religious background, yeah. You have to go by what it says and what it says. But if it's even just to step out that box, just think to yourself about one thing because that means, yeah, we could go out in our normal natural world that we live in. You
mm-hmm.
know, and I know, we might have friends or family members that might have been to court or done certain things in the world, yeah. No
Yeah,
way and no how have you ever seen a person go to court and say that the devil or someone made them commit mass murder or made them lie and do all these things that they did. Because when you do see that happen, where did they send those people?
But there was
madhouse.
a lady who
They go
killed.
to the loony house. They send them to the
Yeah,
madhouse, bro.
it's
You see what I'm
true.
saying? They send
Yeah,
them to the madhouse.
But remember,
yeah.
we
Yeah,
believe,
yeah. They send them to the madhouse and say these people are crazy. So what I'm
but we
trying
believe
to
that's
say
jinn.
is, yeah,
A lot, and we believe people with mental health problems. Yeah, it's from jinn. That's what we believe.
again.
A lot of the time, it's from jinn,
But then this
like the
is my
possessed.
point.
Yeah,
Where can you show me that it was Jim? But where can you show me? Where can you show me? This is my point. Where Jin and stuff are the reason why these things have happened. Where first Jin that made someone's mind or made someone turn crazy or made them
physically,
do these things. Where?
no. I can't show you a jinn. I can't show you a spirit physically.
Oh, even show me where does it say in the Quran or where
But the jinn
Where can
and
we
the
where can we first
Satan,
see things
the
happen?
jinn
Where
and
where
the
can we first see
Satan
things happen?
is
Do
God.
you know what I mean?
Spirits.
Say that again?
Negative energy, Gabs.
Negative energy. So negative energy is the jinns.
Shaytaan is simply negative energy, bro.
So negative energy. So Shaytaan is negative energy. And
Yeah.
did Shaytaan create this negative energy?
He is negative energy and he influences people with negative energy.
I have the
Yeah.
question for
So
the
did-
Muslim brother.
There's two Muslims here.
I'm gonna leave it.
Okay. To
Believe in
my
energy, don't you?
to all Muslim brothers, because I'm an atheist, and as I understand your religion, there is a creator who created everything. It means he created the Satan too. So it is his work. So the Satan is God, or not?
Yes! Yes!
You got it twisted.
No.
Satan created Iblis. What God also created is something called free will.
No,
Iblis,
there is no free will if there is a God.
that's not the argument. You basically try to present Islam. Let me correct you on Islam. What Islam says.
No, it's not.
Islam says that
Yeah.
basically Allah created man and jinn, and He also created free will. What we now call Satan, his name was Iblis. He was a jinn that decided to turn, and then he became Satan. So God didn't create Satan, created free will.
Hold it. Okay, hold on a sec. Now, sorry, brother. The guy with the green headphones. Yeah,
Yes,
I like them.
yes.
Well, sorry to cut you. Yeah, sorry to cut you. So Ahmed, Iblis was he? Go back to your story you just said. Iblis, was he negative energy at the beginning, or did he become negative energy?
He had the choice. He was simply energy.
So then, okay,
He
so stop there. So
He was fire.
So that means negative. So that means negative energy was there prior to him choosing it. Yeah.
No, what I said to you was the choice was always there. Free will.
Yeah. So
Free
if
will
the choice
meaning,
was always there,
more than one option.
hold on, wait, listen, Ahmed, listen to what I'm saying. Listen to what I'm saying carefully. If the choice to do negative was there before he did it, did that mean that choice was already there prior to him choosing it?
What do you mean?
Was that negative energy there? The negative energy would have had to have been there prior to him choosing it, right?
Not necessarily. The choice.
Free will.
He is created from smokeless fire. So that's energy.
No. Listen to what I'm saying. I'm not talking about what he's created from. I know what you're saying. I'm not talking about what he's created from.
But that's what.
No, but listen. I hear that, but listen to what I'm saying. I know what he's created from. Amen.
Gabs, I think the better way to explain is you asking the question.
No, hold on.
I know. Do bad or good? Did you have the choice to do bad or good? And yes, he did.
And another
I'm gonna ask you. So I'm gonna say it so you guys understand me.
No, but I think what you're trying to conflate is basically by him choosing to turn negative, he must have been influenced. That's not necessarily the case. He simply had the
I'm
free
not
will
saying that at all. Listen to what I'm saying. No, that's what I'm saying. Let me finish, and then you understand, bro.
Go ahead.
I'm trying to say to you now, because you are throwing around the words like energy. So now I'm gonna have to break it down, yeah? Now, you said Iblis was that Iblis becoming this negative. You said the choice was always there, the will to do negative or the will to do good was always there. Now, who put the will to be good? Where did the will to be good come from? Can you ask me the question, please?
Where you mean?
Where did the will to go? Where did the will to be good come from?
The all options and everything created is created by Allah. The choice, however.
So the will to become okay. So hold on. So the will to be good.
Choice, however,
no, hold on. That's fine. So the will to be good, yeah, was put there from Allah, and the will to be bad was put there from who?
No, will is synonymous with choice, and that is up to the individual.
Exactly.
Okay, so the choices of will to be good, the choices of
God.
Hold on, I know that the choices of good and the choices of bad was put there by who?
The choices of good and the choices of bad.
Was put
Yes,
there by who, Ahmed?
Everything is created by Allah. Go ahead.
Okay, so that's my point. So the choices of bad and the choices of good was put there by Allah. So then now, Iblis, who was not bad, like you said, who acted on the choice, was only acting on the choice which was given to him or put there by Allah. That's my point.
Wait.
So
What
what
do you
I'm
mean
trying to
by
say
put in
is,
front of him. He didn't have like
What do you mean
B
by
oh
give
my
it to him?
God,
No, what do you mean by
no,
give it to
not
him? He had two choices.
not give it to
Him
him, but
choosing, he
yeah,
chose
but
to do negative.
the choices to do negative can't. Yeah, so the choices to do negative and the choices to do good, obviously, was there by Allah, was created by Allah, and He acted upon it himself. He acted upon whether he wanted to do good or he acted upon it to do bad.
through his own
But
desire.
the choices of good and so the good and bad anyway, the energy of good and bad, but then he acted upon which one he wanted to choose. Yes?
Continue.
Yeah, go on.
Okay.
Go on.
So that's my point. So then this is going back to now what I was saying about why do we always say that the negative energy is coming from Shaytaan and it started from this guy when we know that the root of it is from Allah.
No, because Allah,
This negative
No.
energy.
Allah gave him, Allah allowed him to basically corrupt the nation. He allowed him.
Not if he allowed him. He didn't allow him. I'm saying that all I'm saying is the negative energy and the good energy come from Allah. That's what I'm saying. Yes or no? Yes or no?
Oh, everything was created by Allah. Both good and evil was created by Allah. The choices, however, is
So
up to
the negative, Ahmed,
the
not
choices,
created. The
however,
negative,
you can't avoid the second part of
the
what I'm
negative.
saying to you.
No, Ahmed.
The
Ahmed,
choices,
what you're doing is
Gabs,
you're
let me
saying the
finish.
choices are
Let me
created.
finish.
Oh my God.
The choices are up to the individual. What you're trying to correlate is Allah creating options and Him actually making people do it. You're not gonna
I
correlate.
can
the two.
destroy it
I
as
never
one
said.
question.
Exactly.
I never said Allah made him do anything. All I said is, did negative energy and good energy come from Allah? Yes or no? That's what I'm saying.
Everything comes from Allah.
Everything comes from Allah.
Did it come from Allah? I want to hear the Muslims.
How many times
I'm
do you
asking
want
the
to hear
question.
it?
Did it
Everything
come from?
comes from Allah.
Comes from Allah.
Okay, that's fine. All right, that's fine. So then that's all I wanted to know. That's all. Cool.
Why did you want to know that?
Because now this
Because
went
you wanna
on to my point.
Because you want to correlate the will with it. That's what you wanna do.
No,
Or else, what was the point of asking that then?
because the brother was saying that the energy and the negative energy came from this guy called Shaitan, like as if Shaitan was the one that created the negative energy.
No,
but my point is that
no.
it didn't.
Was
They
Shaitan-
didn't. The
I didn't say
Shaitan
created
and
the
the Iblis.
energy. I said
Ahmed, let me
Shaitan's doing
finish.
Alright, go on. But
Why you not letting
you're
me finish,
ignoring what
bro?
we're saying to you, though, Gabs.
No, I'm not ignoring
You're
nothing
ignoring
you
what
just
we're
said. You
saying
didn't
to you,
even let me finish.
Alright,
How
go
can
ahead.
I be ignoring you when you told me you started getting into this whole thing? Iblis was created from smokeless fire. I didn't want to know that. All I was saying
Yeah,
is
but that's the definition of energy.
Okay, Bliss, negative. Like you said, Bliss wasn't always negative. He wasn't always bad. He did an act which made him become bad. But I'm saying that energy to do bad, obviously, couldn't have been created by him. It would have to be in there from Allah, from prior
Alright,
to that.
do you want to hear the
Acted
answer then?
upon it.
Alright, do you want to hear the answer then?
So all I was saying is that Allah obviously is the source.
Hear the response though, Gabs. What we're saying to you,
Bro, you already answered my question. You said you
No,
both come from Allah.
no.
So
I
I got
have
my
to answer.
Let us finish.
Hear the response, innit? What we're saying to you is that Shaitan influences mankind to do negative choices.
Exactly.
They don't have to. They might not necessarily have a choice.
Say that again. Say that again. Sorry. Say that one more time.
But Shaitan influences them. That's what we're saying to you.
So say it one more time. I swear I didn't hear. Sorry.
What we're saying to you is that human beings may not necessarily always choose to do the negative option. Shaitan influences people to do so. What's so difficult about that?
So who influenced who's Shaitan and who influenced Shaitan to do the negative?
It didn't need to be influenced. Nor did I say
Why
Free
not?
will. Shaitan had. He was a
Okay.
Jinn have free will.
Okay, so
Angels
the
are
jinn.
only people that don't
So
have
wait.
free
So
will.
okay. So the jinn, yeah, the jinn. Who is the jinn? Who influenced this jinn to
There's
do
many
negative?
jinn. There's
you don't
many
have
jinn.
to.
Okay, so who influenced any jinn that does negative? Who influences them to do
They're
negative?
like human beings that have free will.
Yeah, like you just said, the same. They got free will. They got free will to choose. So who influences them? Like you said, for the humans, you said the
All right.
shaitan influences us to do negative.
Okay.
So who
All right.
influences the
Shaytaan,
shaitan, the bad
Shaytaan has his
All
shaitan?
right,
jinn.
Gabs.
Shaytaan has
Okay,
jinns
Gabs,
working
listen.
for him that he influences.
Oh
Gabs.
my god.
Yeah. All right,
Yeah.
Gabs. What we're saying to you, listen.
So
Free will.
go on.
Free will is enough for a person to do negative. You understand? Whether it be man or whether it be jinn. Man does not necessarily always have to be influenced by jinn. He could also be influenced by another man. So we don't always call Shaytaan
I want to
we don't always call
I want to
Shaytaan.
respond to
Let us
this,
finish. Well, let us
please.
finish. We don't always call Shaytaan Iblis only. We also call mankind can also be Shaytaan. You understand? Shaytaan is an act. Anything that is negative, an option that is negative and irrational, that does not benefit you, is a negative choice. And a negative choice taken by negative energy. You understand what I'm saying to you? So Shaytaan didn't necessarily have to be influenced. However, Shaytaan is an extra sort of challenge for us to have to deal with. Not only can we choose negative options, but we can also get influenced by Shaytaan.
Now,
So okay, let me ask one more. Wait, hold on. So let me get this one more time. So who created negative energy?
Allah created everything. We told you this, but He doesn't make anyone do anything.
Then oh wait, hold on. So then how? Hold on. So hold on. You're telling me Allah created everything, so that's including negative energy and good energy, yeah? But then now you're gonna so then I'm telling you, created negative energy and good energy, yeah? When someone is influenced to do bad energy, you're telling me it's the shaitan. But when someone's influenced to do good energy, who is that? That's Allah, right?
Yeah.
That don't make no flipping sense to me. Make your mind. It's either if Allah created the good and Allah created the bad, why is it one side you're saying is the shaitan, which but the good side now you're saying is Allah and no one else? I don't understand that. You said He created the negative energy and the good energy, but all of a sudden when it's good, it's Allah, but when it's bad, it's shaitan. But shaitan acted upon this energy. I'm confused.
In the story, in the beginning of what actually happened.
Bro, in the beginning, you just told me that the brother that acted upon the negative energy wasn't always bad. You just said that.
Iblis, yes.
You said he wasn't bad. Yes. So if he wasn't always bad, he acted upon a choice that was already there, which was good energy.
At that point, there was no nation. The human nation didn't exist.
Forget the human nation, bro. I'm not even talking about the human. I'm talking about the energy. At the point before he became bad, when he made his decision, there was good energy. There was good energy and there was bad.
He's saying that basically that when people are being influenced, it's from Allah. But I'm trying to show him that basically Iblis, when he got banished, yeah, from
bro, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking prior to before he got banished. Prior to him getting banished,
no human nation
he was not bad.
Influence. There was no human nation for
okay. So listen to what I'm saying. Listen, forget the nation. Let's talk about prior to he got banished. Prior to he got banished, there was energy that was good and there was energy that was bad.
There was good choices and bad choices. I don't know where you're getting the
energy from. There was what?
There was good.
There was no bad.
There was options.
There was no good and there was no bad.
There was no bad. There was only good at that point.
So, but how can it only be bad if you just? How can it only be good at that point if you told me Allah created good and bad? You're confusing me now.
Bad is turning away from Allah.
Exactly.
Doing something doing other than what Allah
even
wills
the angels were shocked when Iblis disobeyed Allah. The angels were shocked.
Guys, you're not letting us speak, bro.
They don't understand the point, guys.
I'm letting you guys speak. You know what, yeah? You're not gonna get. You're not getting my point, fam. It's fine.
We get your
everything good is Allah. Nothing bad. Nothing bad is Allah. It's fine.
That was
again. Let me try again.
No,
Allah,
it's fine.
What is good is doing what Allah wills. What is bad is not doing what Allah wills. What Allah created is something called the free will. You can either do what He wills, or you don't do what He wills.
No.
what Iblis did was he went against what Allah ordered him to do.
You are contradicting your belief.
And made his own decision. Hence why he did evil. He turned around.
Exactly.
That's what the word Shaytaan means.
And Ahmed, can you
one of the
explain
meanings
that
Shaytaan
was
meant
the
is
first-
to turn around. He
Well,
rebelled.
I've waited for 10 minutes now. I want to ask a question to the Muslim brother again.
Let me finish. Now, so Shaytaan, he turned around. That's why we call him Shaytaan. One of the meanings of Shaytaan is to turn around, to rebel. You understand? And then what Shaytaan did is he made it his mission to influence mankind to make negative choices. Hence why we have evil. Evil according to Islam is basically to turn away from Allah. And when you do good to correct, I just got corrected on this. When you do good, it's not because Allah is influencing you. It's not necessarily, it's not like an opposite of Shaitan going on or anything like that. It's because you remember your nature and you submit your will to the will of God. Period.
I hear that. You just ran around for my question, man. But I hear it. It's fine. I'm gonna move away from it.
The comparison that you're
moving away from it. It's fine.
The comparison that you're trying to make. Let me finish. It's like a gun manufacturer, and someone uses a gun. It's because of the gun manufacturer.
Okay, let me ask you a question in there. Let me ask you a question. So let me ask you a question, yeah? So are you trying to tell me, are you saying any negative energy, anything negative that happens in this world, yeah, regardless if it be a lion eating a baby cub, or a lion eating a baby human being, or I don't know, volcanoes and twisters killing millions of people, all those stuff, is that energy from the Shaitan?
No, not always. No.
So who's that from?
Because Allah is in our history, it's proven that Allah destroyed nations, disobedient nations.
So energy from?
It's the choice again. Remember?
Who's that energy from? No, because the volcano doesn't have choice. So who's that energy from?
Oh, volcanoes you're talking about now. You're talking about nature now.
No, you heard, Ahmed. You heard what I said clearly, bro.
I didn't. Bro.
I'm not gonna say it again. Natural disasters happen in the world that kill millions of people. Lions that kill baby cubs, or baby humans, or animals that trample and do negative stuff. This negative energy, where does that come from?
First of all, you're making a few assumptions there. The first assumption you're making is that death is.
Do you know? Forget. He's not going to answer my question. Forget. Let's change the subject. All right. No, you don't want to answer. You're being around the bush.
Can we listen? Let's have a discussion here, bro. Now, the first assumption you're making that is A, that death is necessarily negative. B, that human beings necessarily need to live in the conditions that they do and around those natural disaster prone areas.
Stay by the point.
That's what I'm saying to you, yeah? And C, that what you may consider as natural disasters, you don't know what positives come with what you call natural disaster. I suggest you Google up what happens when volcanoes happen, when tornadoes happen. Google what comes with what you consider to be a natural disaster as well, because it does bring a lot of positives to nature.
I'm just asking. I don't say what comes with it. All I said to you,
but like I said, you made a few assumptions that you need to correct.
Who's responsible for that negative energy, bro? For that energy.
Why are you calling it negative, though?
When things
exactly. You're ignoring what I said. Why are you calling it negative? You're making assumptions.
Where does that energy come from, Ahmed?
What energy? What are you calling negative? You're making assumptions.
Because positive and negative. Listen, do you want me to tell you why?
Why?
I'm not even saying. Listen, the reason why I'm saying this, I'm trying to listen to what I'm saying, because what I'm trying to say is, regardless if it's positive and negative, you need both positive and negative. And if both positive and negative are in the natural world, because like you just said, yes, you're right. Some negative stuff is right, but yes, some negative. Let me finish. Some negative stuff, like you said, yeah, there could be some good in it. You're right, of course. Like you said, there's some negative stuff that Allah did that supposedly was for the good. So what I'm trying to say to you is that I understand that both negative and positive if it has to come from the creator. The God has to have both negative and positive to be God. He can't just be all good. You see what I'm saying? The
He
same
doesn't.
way we have
He doesn't. He doesn't
positive
have.
and
He doesn't have to
negative
have anything.
in our remote controls for it to work. You need positive side and a negative side to be yeah. Positive, negative work hand in hand. The balance. We have positive in the world. We have
Gabs,
negative in the world,
Gabs,
but it all
Gabs.
balances out. You
Gabs.
need it. You need.
This is not church. You're gonna have to substantiate everything you say there, bro. You can't correlate the things that happen with God must be God having to be a certain way or having to consist of a certain thing. How do you correlate the two?
Gabs, let Pio in. Gabs, let Pio in for a while. Come on, Pio, go for it.
Sorry, was I muted? The whole argumentation of Ahmed was based on free will. And if Allah exists, according to your scripture, there is no free will, because and correct me if I'm wrong, because I'm not a scholar, the pen already have written everything what will happen from beginning to the end. So you cannot break the path. And my second question, according to this, will be: can I make a decision in my life which God not knows? And if you can say yes, then your God is not omnipotent. And if you say no, then I have no free will. Now you can answer.
Knowing is not synonymous with making.
You understand my question?
You understood my answer. Knowing is not synonymous with making.
No, explain.
I just told you. Knowing is not synonymous with making. God knows everything. Doesn't mean that he's making you do anything. You can't correlate the two.
But he knows the future or not?
He knows, again, all you will do is come at me from different angles explaining the same thing. God knows everything. Does not correlate with
he knows every of my choice.
It does not correlate with him making you do anything. You're gonna have to substantiate how you come to that.
Does it mean I can make choices which God not knows?
Again, what you're doing is you're trying to confuse the two, making and knowing. How do you come to that?
No, if I have a free will, I can make choices which God does not know.
See, again, hear what you said. You said I can make choices, and you said God does not know. Again, you're trying to correlate making and knowing. It won't work.
Pio, you're not going to win here. Ahmed is totally confused on this, and this is what all the Muslims do. They say, "Oh, knowledge doesn't make you do anything." It's like they're completely confused. There, no matter what you say, he's going to keep saying the same thing.
Instead of just saying, "I'm confused,"
you're not going to win with this one.
No,
instead of speaking down to each other, tell me why.
Yeah. My second question was: can I make a choice which God does not know?
All I'm asking you to do is try and substantiate to me why you are correlating making and knowing.
Because I make choices based on my knowledge. So if I know something, I can do something. And if I don't know something, I cannot do the thing I don't know. So if God does not know what I'm doing, can I make the choice or not?
Like I said, I don't know how you correlate knowing and making.
Yeah, you have only one answer.
Because it's very simple.
Explain it like I was a 2-year-old child.
It's very simple. There's certain things that I know because of certain people that I know very well. There's certain things that I know they will do. I don't make them do anything. So knowing and making is not synonymous. It will never work for you. That one's too old.
But
but you're not God. You're not all-knowing.
But God knows where it
irrelevant.
ends.
I'm simply talking about how are you correlating knowing.
Ahmed, this would mean that the end of my life will be different from that what God prepared for me. right?
I beg your pardon?
No matter what I do, the end is already written. No matter what I do.
No matter what you do, God knows what you're gonna do. I'm still.
But
Notice
he
what I'm
knows.
saying. I'm
But he
talking
knows
about
how my
knowledge only. You will talk
no.
about a
But
choice that you
but
make.
God knows how my life ends or not.
There's nothing God don't know.
Yes.
You can
So he
address the
knows.
same question in
So he
a
knows.
billion ways.
So he knows. So I have no choice to make it different to his knowledge.
Again,
So I have no free will.
Again, how are you correlating your choice to his knowledge?
I have no choice.
How?
Because I end at the end exactly at the point who was thinking about.
You don't know that, do you?
But he knows.
So what's it got to do? What's his knowledge got to do with your choice?
Nothing.
So thank you very much.
Exactly.
No.
Thank you very much.
Because I have no choice. Because I have no choice. I can choose.
You have free will.
If I kill myself today, it will be his choice. If I go and kill,
No. That's
it
your
will
choice.
be his choice. No, it's not my
That's
choice.
your choice.
Because I end exactly. I am doing what is already written.
No, you have
You're gonna
choice.
have to. You're gonna have to try another thing, my friend. Knowing is not synonymous with making.
It's not
That's
written.
just a fact.
You mean the pen did not written everything down? It's not correct in the Quran, or is my knowledge incorrect?
You can change your tone. You can try all sorts of angles. You're still saying the same thing.
But you don't answer my
Bro,
question.
you know what? It's him actually explaining to you a really logical point. You are not understanding. If it is all powerful and decides and does all things, and he wrote down exactly what you're going to do in your life before you were born,
Yes.
he does take responsibility for all your acts. That's what you lot go on about, this all magical creator fantasy. Yeah, so then if you don't want to, if you don't want that, then just admit he's more powerful. He doesn't know what you're going to do next, because otherwise it's stupid for him to make you do things and then punish you for them. Understand?
I'm simply gonna put it in a sentence that is factually correct. Knowing is not synonymous with making.
Welcome to Muslim logic, guys. Welcome to Muslim logic.
What is going on?
Aki, take
What is
over.
actually happening in this group? This is getting silly. This is mad.
That's just
This
fact.
is crazy.
You can cry
Ahmed.
about it as much as you want.
Ahmed.
All you can do,
Ahmed.
the only way I could be wrong is if you tell me knowing is synonymous with making. Just tell me that.
Okay, Ahmed, let me give you a scenario again. Ahmed, can I give you a scenario? Guys, maybe this scenario might help Ahmed a bit
Gabs,
more
you got no chance
to
here.
understand. No, this might help. Okay, let's picture this, guys. Something that we can all understand, yeah? A movie director, yeah, who's writing out a scene, yes? Knows what his scenes are going to be, knows what the actors are going to do and say. Yes? Now we have people playing the parts. He knows what the person who's playing.
What are those people reading, Gabs? What are those people reading, Gabs?
There. Let me finish. How are you going to interrupt this? Let me wait. Exactly. So, yeah, but remember, you have the pen. The pen has already wrote the script.
They are reading the script. They don't have a choice.
That's not,
you actually brought that as an analogy, Gabs.
No. But what I'm trying to say is, I'm trying to give you an analogy. I know they're reading the script. Yes, I understand. But what I'm trying to say is based on the same thing. Because look, if in the beginning,
if they're reading the script, what choice do they have?
Bro, listen to what I'm saying.
Answer me, innit?
If
they're reading the script, how do they have a choice?
You're not letting me speak, bro.
Go on.
If in the beginning, if Allah is with a pen and the pen has written every single thing that we have done prior to us getting our script.
No.
Like the director did. Hold on, bro. Listen to what I'm saying. If the director has already knows what everybody's going to do, everything is written. He knows where I'm going to turn left, turn right, jump up. He knows when I'm going to go running. He knows if I'm going to go and play football or not. He knows if I'm going to have a girlfriend. All these things has been written, bro, prior to me being born. And then I'm now born and I do all the things that was written, that he already knew, yeah? Free will, bro. When did the free will kick in?
Was you handed a script? Are you following the
Oh my
script
God.
that you were handed by God?
I'm muting my mic.
Well done. Yo, Aki, take over, man.
There's nothing to take over. It's a paradox you guys can't answer. You've read from a script
All
and
these
you keep
people,
saying
yeah,
the
they
same
can't
thing.
understand from an Islamic point of view.
It's
hard
not.
to explain
It's
There
to
not.
them.
isn't an
Bro,
Islamic point
it's
of
not
view.
even an Islamic point of view. It's just English. Knowing is not synonymous with making. They know that, bro.
No,
Bro,
no.
it is for God. When you define something to be all-knowing and all-powerful, and the creator of all things, and the doer of all events, and the knower, then it is. Yeah, you're
Right.
saying that
Okay.
knowing is not synonymous with making happen for human beings. Yes, we know that. But when you define a being to be all-knowing, then you can't say that about it. It's stupid.
Why can you not?
Why?
Bro, we've told you 10, 15 times. If your brain is not able to understand it,
you've
that's
done
not
is
our
added
fault.
the word all-knowing to make it to make it some.
So is that a definition of your creator?
But-
Is that a valid definition of your creator?
Yes.
Is it a name attribute? Yeah. Allah,
Apply, innit, you joker?
Why does it apply?
Because we're talking about him. We're not
So
talking
in other
about human
words-
beings
so-
being able
so
to
in
do
other
it.
words, so what you're saying is knowing doesn't equal making, except for when it's all-knowing. When it's all-knowing, then it becomes making.
No, except for when you define a being to be all-knowing and making all things happen and having a pen that wrote everybody's whole life before they were born. When you define a being to have those attributes,
What do you mean by
then you
making all
can't take
things
it
happen?
away from him.
What do you mean by making all things happen?
From him later, bro. Just be real.
What do you mean by making all things happen?
So is God not responsible for things happening or not? Do things happen without his knowledge or not? Does he make them happen the way they happen or not?
Nothing happens without his knowledge, but you said making all things happen.
Right, so doesn't he make things happen the way they happen?
Answer, listen, it's just gonna hurt your brain, bro. It's just gonna hurt your
I
brain,
know.
trust me. It's gonna hurt your brain.
Look, there's another point. I'd like to bring up another point which is a bit similar. But look, guys, just be sensible. God will reward you for worshipping him. Satan will punish you for not worshipping God.
What'd you
On
say?
the same team.
That don't make sense.
Where did you get that from? Wait. Where did you
Say that
You guys
Satan
understand
punishes
this?
anyone?
Satan can't
Reward
punish
you for worshipping him. Satan will punish you for not worshipping God. Can't you see that they are both
Satan,
on the same team?
Where does it
Satan
say
will
that,
not.
bro?
Wait, Satan
Where
will
does it say
punish
that?
you.
So you only believe something if it says it somewhere. I'm telling you to use your brain, guys. Use your brain. Don't look for it to be written somewhere for it to be true.
What are you babbling?
You're not making sense, bro. So I should listen to you because you say Satan
What
will
are you
punish
babbling
us.
about?
Bro, say it again.
That was
The
a
logic
rant.
of it is simply this. Forget the books, forget the literature, forget your brainwashing. God punishes you for worshipping him. Shaytaan rewards you for worshipping him. Shaytaan punishes you for not worshipping God. Can you not understand that that is just good cop, bad cop?
How does Shaytaan punish us?
Where did you
So
get
if
that
you don't
from?
worship God, yeah, you burn in hell for eternity. Bro, stop embarrassing yourselves. This is genuinely embarrassing for you.
So how's that
Allah
Shaytaan?
punishing us. That's Allah punishing us.
Who's there? Who you deal with in hell?
No one. The people in hell. Everyone in hell, including Shaytaan. So what are you on about?
Yeah, so it's not Shaytaan, yeah?
It's
But
Shaytaan
look
in
at
hell
this.
himself.
Answer. But watch this. Allah is punishing you, even though He gave you the free will to choose whether to do right or wrong. And the Shaitan is one of those people that Allah has allowed him to be able to trick human beings into doing things that he wants. And Allah punishes us for things that
Allah is the
Allah
creator
punishes
of
us
and evil.
for Allah punishes us for him giving the Shaitan the free will to trick us.
Allah punishes you for going against your nature.
Gabs, have you got a
Does
child?
Allah punish Shaitan for tricking us?
Allah punishes you for going against your nature, and Allah will of course punish Shaitan.
But does Allah punish Shaitan for tricking us?
Of course he will get punished. But you
No, he will get punished. Does he get punished, fam?
Yes.
Of course.
Okay.
And could Allah have stopped Shaitan? Could Allah have overridden Shaitan's influence on us?
But he created you strong. He created you strong enough to
Strong enough.
What do you mean?
He created strong enough.
He created you strong enough and rational enough to reject Shaitan.
Exactly.
So how come every time someone does something bad, especially a Muslim, you not blame Shaitan? Yeah, come on, guys.
You don't always blame Shaitan.
What was that? Like that was a rant.
But Gabs, listen, yeah, yo, Gabs.
Yeah.
Have you got a child?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, say you say to your child, yeah, the sweets on top of the shelf. You tell him don't touch the sweets, yeah. But
Yeah.
you know he's gonna touch the sweets in the back of your mind. You know he's gonna do it, and he goes and touches the sweets, yeah. Are you gonna punish him?
First and foremost, why would I be telling him don't touch the sweets? If I tell
Just
him
for
don't touch the
example.
sweets, hold on, but if I tell him don't touch the sweets on the shelf, that's already giving him the idea and the image in his mind. That's the first temptation because I've now said to him, don't touch them sweets. You know what
No,
kids are gonna do, bro.
the visible. Let's say the visible. They're in his eyesight. You can see them.
Yeah, if they're in his eyesight and I say don't touch them, that's already a first temptation, bro. Because you know he's either now gonna go and touch. You know he's gonna go and touch them sweets, regardless. He's either gonna go and
Yes,
touch them,
bro.
or
I understand that, but I'm saying to you, would you punish him for touching them after you told him not to?
if I
Gabs,
told
there's
him
a
not.
point he's trying to make. He's not on
Yeah,
about
yeah,
the
yeah.
sweet. You know that, bro.
If I told him not to do something and he went and done it, yeah, yeah. Depending on the sweets, I'll punish him, of course.
So what's wrong with Allah punishing us? He's told us not to go against His will, and we choose to do it, and then we get punished. What's the problem?
So then it's against his will and not our own will. So we don't have the free will then to choose.
We have free will. That's what I'm saying.
But no, but is it our will or is it his will?
What do you mean?
Is it our will, the will that we have, the free will that we have, is it our will or is it Allah's will?
Yes, it's our will.
So if it's but you just said we're going against his will, not our own will. So whose will are we going against?
His will is for you to submit your will.
Exactly.
His will is for my will to submit to.
That's what He wants us to do.
Yeah, He wants you to submit your will.
So that means, yeah, his will.
You should be rational enough to basically understand that it's best for you to submit your will to the will of God. It makes sense. You should be rational and go with your nature. Everything in your nature will tell you it makes sense to submit your will to the will of the creator of this entire universe, for crying out loud.
Yeah, I hear that. But the thing is, yeah, you guys make it simple. Like Allah said, you see, like when you gave that analogy of like if I said to my child, don't touch them sweets.
Yeah,
but in that, in that process, where was the shaitan? When did the shaitan come in now to then make my son go and touch the sweets? Was that the shaitan that made him go and touch it then? So if I've now told my son, don't touch them sweets, what is the thing inside him that made him want to go and touch the sweets? The shaitan?
It's free will. It's free will.
We've already told you it's not always Shaytaan, innit? We've already told you that, bro. We've covered it. We told you free will and Shaytaan. Shaytaan's an extra layer.
So then this is still going back to what I was saying about the energy of negative energy. So that means the negative energy, so you're saying some negative energy is Shaytaan and some negative energy is the will, which Allah gave us.
No.
Huh? So what is it then? Is it all Shaitan or is it half Shaitan and some the will? Which one is it?
All evils are from Shaitan. All evils are from
You just said some of the evil is Shaitan and some isn't. You just said that.
But he's basically trying to put all choices.
Influenced.
Bro, you guys are confused. Is all evil Shaitan or some of it?
All evil comes from Shaitan.
Can I try and answer your question? Because I think I understand what's going on here. And it's
bro,
typical.
Is it me or is it did they just say not all evil is Shaitan?
Listen, you're 100% point.
Bro,
they do not want to take responsibility. They blame Shaitan, Shaitan blames God, and God blames them.
Well, actually,
they've made up this.
Actually,
they've made up this silly system.
We are the ones that are telling you that it's not always Shaitan here. So it's actually you guys that are trying to blame Shaitan. What we are trying to tell you is that there's evil, there is negative, there is unreasonable, there's not beneficial. You understand what I'm saying to you? The human beings have a choice. They can make choices that does not benefit them. They can make choices that are negative. They can make choices that are evil.
We did not agree on free will.
Evil comes from Satan.
Okay, negative comes from where? And where does negative come from? Okay, yeah, Ahmed, so where does the negative come from? Where does the negative come from? You said evil comes from Shaitan and the negative comes from where?
On earth. On earth, you're talking about.
Negative is basically a choice that does not benefit you.
Bro,
It's
Where
simply a
does
choice.
negative come from? Yeah, so where does it come from? Don't tell me where it benefits me. Where does negative come from?
It's a
Who's
choice.
the,
What do you mean by come from? It doesn't have to come
what do
from
you mean it's a
anywhere.
choice? Of
It's
course
a
it
choice
comes from
that
some.
someone makes that does not benefit them. What part of
Yeah,
that do you understand?
but bro, for me to be able to make a choice on good or bad, it had to have come from somewhere,
It's
bro.
not bad. Hear what you're not listening to me. You keep
Oh
thinking
my,
good
Kalam,
and evil. It's not bad.
Kalam,
It's just not beneficial.
Kalam.
It's
Where?
negative.
Okay, so Ahmed, where does good come from?
Oh my God.
Where does it? No, where does good come from? I'm
Okay,
asking the
brothers,
question.
brothers. Let me
Good
just
is doing the will of Allah.
So,
let me
so good is the will of Allah, but
But
negative
your
comes from a
mentality
choice.
is stuck at where does good come
Yeah.
from is where does bad come from.
I'm mute my mic. This
Brain
is
doesn't have
getting
a bit of a nuance. What can I do for you, man?
Okay, so this is the Muslim narrative. Okay, Allah creates everything. Okay, everything is from Allah, technically speaking. But the issue lies is that all good actually proceeds from Allah. But if any evil befalls you, it basically comes from yourself. Okay, you are the one responsible for any evil coming on to you. So now, Ahmed, could you make more sense of that to people who don't understand the Islamic ideology?
Look, everything comes from Allah. Everything. At the end of the day. Now, what we have is basically doing Allah's will and going against Allah's will. That is what we call good and evil. Now, if you do Allah's will, it's by definition good. If you go against Allah's will, it's by definition evil. Satan influences people to go against Allah's will, what we call evil. Now, there is something else called a free will. There are choices that human beings make that are not necessarily evil, but they are negative. In other words, not beneficial. Those are choices that particular human being has made. The only thing we consider good is when you're doing Allah's will, nothing else.
Excellent. So if I get this argument correctly, then I guess what the problem is that obviously Allah is the creator of all things. Therefore, he's the antecedent of all things, whether it be good or evil. So him creating, he technically, by proxy, created evil into this, created the possibility, should I say, of evil. Would you agree with that, Ahmed?
He created the possibility of evil. Yes, that's correct.
And if he created human beings that has got free will, who can do obviously the will of Allah, but then it can also do the will of themselves or the will of Shaytaan. Therefore, by creating human beings, by proxy, yet again, he has created the possibility of evil. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. So he's created the possibility of evil, but the only time that there is actual evil is when the human being decides to act upon his own will rather than the will of Allah, or acts upon the influence of Shaytaan. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. Now, you guys let me know where you want to go with the argument.
I will add two more things with that, Kalam. He's also added. He's also created the inclination for the human being to do Allah's will.
He's also created
have that
creation
for the human being to do Allah's will.
Okay.
So the reason we are getting punished is because we are going against our own nature when we do not do Allah's will.
Okay. So question. I'm going to ask this question as well, because it would only be fair if I
Pass it over to my other Muslim brother, man. I don't want to hug on the mic, bro.
Real quickly, because obviously Shaytaan, had somehow the possibility to do evil, right? But he wasn't the originator of evil, was he?
But let's keep one thing in mind, Kalam, where evil is simply going against Allah's will. So what Allah created was simply the free will for the individual, whether it be jinn or man, to go against Allah's will. So it's not necessarily scenes of evil that Allah created. He simply created the possibility of going against him. That is what we consider to be evil.
Well, you just said going against the will of Allah is evil, so that is evil. What are you talking about, bro? Come on, man. Make sense of what you're saying. You just said going against the will of Allah is evil. And he just made just created the will of going against Allah. So he created. Mate, I don't spend time debating these silly things.
Okay, Gabs, hold on 1 second. Let me just round up so we can all be on the same path before we jump on it. So basically, the real how can I put it? The spark, the impetus, the real causation factor is the actual will itself. Okay, because the will itself that is in human beings and the will itself that's inside of jinns, has the possibility or the potential to do evil, and it also has the potential of being good. So therefore, really and truly, it is all good and evil is subjective to the individual, or to the man, or to the jinn. So Allah merely creates the potential possibility of good or evil. He neither creates good or evil, because good or evil is therefore subjective only based upon the person who is activating the potentiality of the good or evil. Okay, I'm with you. So, correct me if I'm wrong, okay? It is the freedom of will, or the free will, that holds the potential of evil. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Correct.
Okay. So Allah creates the potential of good, and he creates the potential of evil. I'm with it. All right. So I'm going to give it back to Gabs, and let's see where we go from here.
Bro,
quick,
I'm trying to be quick here, but bro, what I'm trying to say is, Ahmed just basically answered the question himself. He just said evil is those who go against the will of Allah, right? Then he just said that Allah created the potential to go against his will. Isn't that not evil? For him to even create that is an evil act. He's created the act that we are now saying that's the evil I'm talking about. So he's created the potential for people to go against himself. Isn't that not evil? You just said that's the same will that if we go against that, Shaytaan went against the will of Allah, which you said was evil.
Any other day,
when the Shaytaan whispers in our ear and we go against the will of Allah, that's evil. But when Allah to go against himself, that should, or is it just no? When other people act on it, bro, the act alone is evil. Do you see what I'm saying?
So
and then when people act upon it, they also act upon the evil doing as well.
So free will is evil.
Basically,
so the act is there. So murder is there. So let me show you one thing. So murder is there. Now when people act upon murder, listen to what I'm saying. Murder is there. Now when people act upon murder, they become murderers.
Who said murder?
Now
who said murder is there?
Murder's not there.
The act of murder.
Murder's not there. Who said murder is not there?
The same thing. So Allah created the evil, which is going against the will. Now, once you act upon that, like what the Shaytaan did and the humans did, the energy to create murder, to do murder is there, isn't it? Right? Isn't it not there? Is it in the atmosphere? It's around. Yes, people act upon doing murder.
Free will,
right? So Allah, the act of doing against the will of Allah is there. Now, when people act of doing it by
Gabs, you muted.
So, anyway, family, if you're enjoying the show so far, please give us a big thumbs up. We've had over 130 people tuned in. I know those numbers are rising, constantly rising, but please show me some thumbs, man. Show me some thumbs. Show me some likes, okay? Because so far I'm only seeing like about 50 likes there, and I need to be on at least 80 to 100 likes before the show finishes. Come on, family, man. Please show that love, and if you can as well, share the link with everybody. I actually want to close down the show, okay? Because it's getting very, very late. I'm sure it's like what, in the morning? morning. I know everybody's got work tomorrow morning, so let me know, okay, how much more time we're actually gonna have on this show. Okay, I'm thinking maybe another 5 minutes. But if I see those likes skyrocket up to like 75, 80, then I might just push it for another 10 minutes. All right, family. So show me some love and let me know that you're actually enjoying the show as well. Go ahead, family.
So, Kalam, can I have a quick conversation with the Muslim with the white icon? I'm not sure what his name is.
Okay, Kalim al-Haq.
Kalim, let me try something with yourself, because I've tried it with Ahmed and it's like a brick wall. Maybe let me see if you can get this. Conceptualize this. Imagine that you could zoom out and you could look in on the universe. It's a bit like a fishbowl, and you're looking in from God's eye view. Can you imagine that? Yes.
Yeah, I'm imagining that right now.
Okay, so you're looking down at the universe. You can see everything going on. You can see humans. You agree that God knows everything that humans are going to do. There's nothing that they can do that he doesn't know about, correct?
Correct. He's all-knowing.
Yeah, and he's infallible, so he cannot make a mistake. Yes?
Correct. Yeah.
So forget about humans for the moment. Just look at it from God's point of view. He knows everything we're going to do. He can see the path we're going to walk. Because we are infallible, we don't know the path. We don't know what the path is. You don't know the next thought that's going to come into your head. I don't know what I'm going to do, which way I'm going to get out of bed tomorrow, etc., etc. But he already knows that. So when you look at it from God's point of view, it's not possible for God to say we've got free will. This is the point that I'm making, is that we don't know. We think we've got free will because we're not infallible and we don't know what's going to happen. But he knows that we do not have free will because he can already see the path we're walking. He's looking down at us. And it's so from God's point of view, it's an illusion. Does that make sense?
You're correct. But we're not looking at it from God's point of view.
Exactly.
We're not God.
But that's all you need to do to falsify the position that God and free will is omniscient from God's point of view. Because as long as God knows that you don't have free will,
you can't comprehend that though, because we can't look at it from God's point.
No, we can look at it from God's point of view, because God is saying, or he's supposedly telling you in the book that you have free will. Now, he knows you didn't. If God wrote in the Quran that you actually have an illusion of free will, and I already know what you're going to do, then that would have been a truthful statement. So from his point of view, forget about your point of view. From his point of view, he knows you don't. So it's like you're on a puppet on invisible strings, and you are running along this path. You just don't know that the strings are invisible. He's already seen it. So when Ahmed incorrectly uses the wrong statement about knowledge and force, or whatever the case is, this is a red herring. That's off on a path. That's got nothing to do with the actual point. So if you accept what I've just said, which is what you appear to have accepted, then
if you disagreed
okay, Ahmed, I'm not speaking to you. We've been through this with you. I don't want to speak to you about this. I'm speaking to the other gentleman.
Discussion, Rob. This is a panel
I'm speaking to the other guy. I specifically asked to speak to the other guy. I've been through this with you. It's like,
no, but
it's
you
like
can't
I can't
allow you to
don't
misrepresent
understand
Islam. You specifically said from God's point of view for a reason. If you disagreed with me, you wouldn't have specifically said God's point of view. We do not discuss God's point of view. We can't imagine or comprehend what all knowing is.
Exactly.
So we cannot discuss that. You're not going to try and divert this.
I'm not speaking to you, so I'm not trying to divert you. I want to speak to the other
fellow. You don't know
fellow.
what it means. Why you characterize
it? I'm coming from the same view as Ahmed, so.
Yeah, but I'm hoping that
scared of me, bro. That's why he's doing that.
You are tremendously intellectual, Ahmed. I know we just all bow beneath your intellectual prowess.
Answer our question. Don't. There's no need to undermine and talk down to people here.
Well, you bring it on yourself. I don't need to do anything. I just observe how you behave.
He agreed with
what view are you coming from? Are you an atheist?
Yes, I am. So just listen again to my position, though. That's the thing. I want to speak to you personally, so that you understand the problem. Here's the problem for an atheist. When we look at God, even before the free will, but it makes it even worse with free will. Here's a God that's created you, knowing what you're going to do, which you cannot escape from, and then punishing you for what he already knows you're going to do, not just once, but eternally. Imagine I was a carpenter and I made a chess set. And I fashioned all the pieces, I made the game, I set the rules, and I said to the chess pieces, play, and they were able to move themselves. And now the chess piece makes a move that I don't like. Is it reasonable for me as the the creator of this chessboard to whip that piece off the board, throw it into a fire. Just as it starts to burn, I take it out, I fix it up, and I throw it back into the fire. This is essentially what your God is
You're
doing.
looking at it from the wrong point of view.
Now
Yeah?
you add to that
No.
that he knows we don't have this free will that you think we have. It's an illusion.
No. Obviously, the way you're looking at it is the wrong way. The best way I can explain it is like, yeah, Allah's seen the movie already. He's seen it.
Correct.
He's seen it already. But when he's seen it, he knew what our free will, the choices we was gonna make.
Then you don't have. Yeah, but then you don't have free will from God's point of view. So that makes your God irrational and immoral.
No.
Yes.
When the pen created, Allah was watching our own choices. Do you understand? When the pen wrote what choice we was gonna make. Then we played out that.
Exactly. So you're just using different words to say exactly the same thing.
No.
No.
You're saying.
But can we get another pass
When
now?
did it have free will then? If you're acting out what the pen wrote, how can you have?
No, he said the pen wrote what
the
they
choices
saw.
we was going to make.
Yes, your choices. That's everything you did.
Exactly.
So if the pen wrote everything you was going to do,
yes,
how can you now have free will to do what?
My God,
Rob rubber stamped our position. The very fact that he said from God's point of view clearly indicates that he agrees with us, and we are not looking at it from God's point of view, so there is no argument. So there's no argument here.
Okay, never mind. I thought maybe I would get through to you, my other friend there. Ahmed is past there.
It's the same
Use
position.
that,
Why would you not address what he said?
Hold on a minute. Hold on. The choice, see the choices that we make here? The choices that we make, who is it beneficial for? Is it for Allah or is it for us?
For you. You can't benefit God.
So what was the purpose for Allah creating us?
To worship him.
For you to attain heaven.
For us to obtain heaven. Okay.
For you to obtain eternal life.
Okay, for us to obtain eternal life. So then, but bearing in mind, he already knows who's going to obtain eternal life, right?
Yeah, he does.
We're not going to look at it from God's point of view.
So he already knows. Hold on a minute. So he already knows who and who's not going to obtain eternal life, right?
Mm-hmm.
So then, if he already knows who's going to obtain eternal life and who's not going to attain eternal life, what are we doing?
What do you mean? What are we doing?
What are we doing? What's the purpose? What do we now do?
What do you mean?
Bro, he already knows.
But we don't know.
Again,
we don't know.
So what are we doing?
Correlating him knowing and you doing.
Yes.
It's the same thing. You're just saying it in like different ways.
To him.
Huh?
We don't know what we're gonna do.
Yeah, but that's irrelevant because he already knows.
That's the relevant
purpose. Listen.
What are we doing here?
But listen.
Don't know what we're gonna do.
This is the point. That's my point. Yes, we don't know, but that's irrelevant.
Exactly.
We don't need to know. Do you know why? Because the person that needs to know anyway is Allah, because he's the one that wants the people. He's the one that knows who's going heaven to have eternal life and in hell.
Why does he need to know? What do you mean by he needs to know?
Doesn't need to know. I said he already knows.
See, you guys are trying to.
Ahmed, listen to what I'm saying, bro. Listen to what I'm saying. You're not even listening to what I'm saying.
Misrepresenting our position. We are not going to look at it from God's point of view. We are not
God.
Listen. We are not all knowing, and we cannot comprehend that.
Ahmed, do we know?
Completely. Like,
no, I'm not.
You're diverting
you're talking now because you're in hot water.
But if you claim all knowing, it's true.
Exactly. He doesn't get my point. But what I'm trying to say is that, Ahmed, do us as human beings, do we know whether we're going heaven or hell?
No.
Does God know?
Yes. Why is that my concern?
Does God know?
Yes. We told you he knows everything.
Okay. All right. Okay. Before you go, quick intermission, family. I just want to ask you guys once more. Yeah, please. We've got enough numbers here to get the numbers up to at least to 75. Okay. So I want to see those like buttons being clicked ferociously. All right, click the like button. Let me know that you're liking this channel. If you're new to this channel and new to the show, please hit the subscribe button below as well. All right, go ahead, man.
All right, yo, Gabs. Before you try and turn this into some interrogation thing, I'm gonna ask you this: I do not know what I'm going to do. I have the choice to do whatever the hell that I want to do. You understand what I'm saying to you, yeah? Why do you think it's relevant for me to know what God knows? About how's that going to affect what choice I make? Tell me,
you're
how
just.
is it going to affect the choice that I make?
This is what I'm trying to say. It does, whatever choices you make, it doesn't matter to you. Do you know why? Because
Exactly.
God already knows.
Does not
Because
matter.
God already knows.
You
Because
refuse
God
to
already
answer my
knows.
question. How,
Hold on. Why you not let me
what we're
answer,
talking
bro?
about
Come
here,
on, man.
what we're talking about here is
Oh
free
my
will.
God. Why you
Free
not
will
answer,
means choice to do something, Gabs. Answer my question, please.
bro?
Not
How
all
Listen,
is
knowing and free
someone
will.
knowing?
You're mixing up all knowing and free will, Gabs. It's two
listen
different
to what I'm saying. Can you let me finish before you cut in? Because I let you speak and I don't cut in. What
All
I'm
right.
trying to say is, yes,
You want to
you.
ask us questions, but we can't answer you
Oh
nothing.
my days. I said you can answer me the question. I'm answering your
But
question.
answer
I'm
my question
answering your
anyway,
question,
Gabs.
but you keep talking, bro.
You're not answering my question. I've been answering your question the whole night. Answer my
Bro,
one simple
are
question
you
then.
listening to yourself? You just asked me a question. I was about to answer it, and you started talking.
No, but
Gabs, answer, man.
that's
Answer,
because you didn't
Gabs.
answer my question. You diverted it.
Answer,
How can I
Gabs.
divert if I'm answering your question?
No, but I know when you're answering my question because my
Okay,
question
Ahmed,
is
answer your
specific.
question. Okay, Ahmed,
My
answer
question
your
is
question
specific,
again.
Gabs. My
Go on,
question is
answer the
specific.
question.
All
Answer the
right,
question
listen.
again.
All right, listen. Right now, I have the choice to either get up or change the channel on my TV. Now, tell me, how does someone else knowing affect my choice? Specific question I asked you.
Exactly.
How does someone else? Are you talking about someone else?
This is my point.
I'm simply talking about knowledge here. How does any knowledge of any kind affect my choice?
I have the answer to it. It has.
No, Gabs, you answer.
No,
Gabs.
I want Gabs to answer this.
I'm gonna answer the question. Can I answer the question now? Yeah.
Yes.
And please don't interrupt. So now, when we're going to this whole thing about this choice thing that you're talking about, yes, you as a human have the free choice. Yes, you have the choice. That's fine. I'm not talking about human. Right now, we're talking about our eternal life and what happens, because the reason why we're doing our choices anyway is to help us to get to this place where we're supposed to go. So my point is this. Yes.
Some of us anyway.
Yes, we have the free choices to do what we're going to do. Of course, you have the free choices. But at the end of the day, the creator already knows what we're going to do. He knows everything already. So my point is, he already knows what choices I'm going to make and where I'm going to go. So on a human level, I'm just making these choices for the sake of making the choices, because he already knows what I'm going to do. He already knows where I'm going.
Yeah, but you don't.
What we're doing right.
In other
You
words,
don't.
Gabs, you're in the same box
What
again.
we're doing right now
Because
is
he
actually
knows you are
right.
making.
What we're doing right now. Say it again.
So in other words, same thing again. So he knows, so he made you. He knows what you're gonna do, so therefore he made you do the choices that you make.
No.
Same thing. It's just not English, bro. Knowing is not making.
Exactly.
Bro, oh my days. Oh my days.
It just isn't, Gabs. Knowing simply does not correlate to making. It doesn't.
Okay, may I answer?
Gabs, do you know your destination?
Do I know my destination of what?
Of what's going to
Okay,
happen?
hold on real quickly. Let me get PO involved with the conversation. Go ahead, PO.
Yes, we talked about if knowing does affect your choice. The picture is different. Your choice does not matter. It's not important what you choose, because the end effect is this, what God knows.
Free will suggests
there is no free will, because your choice does not affect the end effect of your choices. It's no matter if you today decide not to believe in Allah anymore, it does not affect in any way the end effect what Allah thought of your end. But you can choose it if you want it, but it has absolutely no effect on your future.
You see what? Yeah.
Thank you very much.
You know what? let me just quickly talk here. Hold on, real quickly. See, if Allah was my brethren, yeah, if Allah was my brethren, I beg you, just you know what I'm gonna do tomorrow, yeah, and you know you could save me from hell. I beg you, just tell me what I'm gonna make, what decision I'm gonna make tomorrow, so I can make a different one. All right, cool, you know, because I want to be Khalil, you know, I want to be Khalil Allah. I want to be the friend of Allah, you know. But anyways, Ahmed, Ahmed, I'm gonna let you talk right now, but please, you know, on Talk with the Titans, we have 3 rules, you know, everybody. It's late right now. It's late. Got 3 rules. Number 1 is to respect another person's cipher when they're speaking. Please keep your mics muted at all times. Number 2 and 3 and whatever the number is please no profanity, no ad hominems and so forth. So please, like, keep your mics muted and just respect everybody's turn to speak. All right, go ahead, Ahmed.
Yeah, what's it called? I don't know if we're purposely being ignored, but our position is simply free will. We are talking about our individual free will. So we are looking at it from our perspective only. We are not looking at it from God's perspective. So the conversation is moot. They all agreed that I do not know what's going to happen, and my choices are mine, and I can make whatever choices that I want to make. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? And we are only looking at it from that perspective only. We are not looking at it from God's perspective. I am not all-knowing. We don't know how to comprehend that. We are not God, and that's that really. And simply speaking, knowledge does not mean making. It just doesn't. I can understand that it's difficult to comprehend in this particular scenario. Don't get me wrong. I can understand that. It's huge. I get it. But I'm just saying, for the sake of intellectual honesty, knowing just does not correlate to making. It just doesn't.
Okay, cool. I know what you're making. But anyways, what I'd like to do right now is switch up the topic, like last topic, real quickly, please. So I can go to my bed. Is that possible? I like my sleep, you know. All right, go ahead. Who wants to speak? Harry Singh, you've been here, man. I ain't heard your verse. I ain't heard your voice, you know. What's good?
Yo, I would just keep coming in and dropping out, but I just been listening, you know. I'm just ready to switch the topic, man. I'm tired of hearing about religion, to be honest. You know, we always going back to the same thing. Let's change the topic still.
All right. So let me go out there to the audience members. Please, if you got a change of topic, just drop it down in the comment section. Wow, why do I have to burp? Please drop it down in the comment section, okay? Tag my name, Titans TV. Drop it down in the comment section and let me see what's really good. All right. Some coffee. At least a Red Bull, some champagne.
We should have heard Zulu's perspective on this, you know, the Christian perspective.
No, I don't want to hear this topic. I don't want to hear this topic anymore. Switch it up so that we can go to bed. Or I can go to my bed. No, we mean leave your camera on and go to sleep. You lot are funny, you know. Last time we had a 4-hour discussion, you know, 4-hour conversation. You lot was just going back and forth. I ain't got time for that, man.
Yo, Gabs, where's Gabs?
Yo, medicine man.
Yo,
Medicine man.
I'm there.
So what do you believe then? What do
I believe?
Yeah, as in regards to like free will and what's gonna happen when you die. What's your belief?
I don't know, bro. I don't know what's gonna happen. I don't know what's gonna happen. I don't know.
So that don't scare you?
Not really. I just wait for it to. Just have to deal with that situation when it comes, bro. Yeah.
And you feel like you prepared for that?
Am I prepared for what?
For death.
Well, we all have to be prepared for death. It all comes in it. Everybody goes through it. So I don't need to prepare myself because it's going to happen one way or the other.
No, but you said you're going to deal with it. So when you die, you feel like you're going to deal with it.
When that hurdle comes, I'll cross that bridge. Until then, there's nothing I can do, man.
Interesting.
You know what I'm saying?
I is sorry, my apologies. Continue grilling Gab still. I think everybody wants to get some Kemetic information out of.
Yeah, I want Kemetic information, man.
Continue asking Gab's questions, please. This is actually waking me up.
Yeah, what the Kemits, that's what I mean. Like, what the Kemits believe is gonna happen.
Bro, everyone in here is an atheist, bro. I'm telling you. Bro.
Oh, atheists. Oh, okay.
Most of them are atheists, bro.
All right.
All these titles is just a click.
Yeah, I didn't understand that.
It's just a click, bro. I'm telling you, man. Why do you think we get grilled the most? I'm telling you, we're the only ones that believe in God nowadays.
It's mad. It's mad.
I know, man. I know.
Any other questions? I don't know. Any other questions?
No, that's it.
Well,
Man.
can I say something? Because Ahmed just acted like he knows everything about atheists and everything about Kemet. So, bro, why don't you tell us what you think Kemet is all about and what they believe?
We don't know. We don't care.
Okay.
True say, you know.
Bro,
what are you, bro?
Do you know
Answer. What are you? Was you a Muslim? Answer.
Bro, what does it matter? What does it matter?
Because you just sound confused, man.
Like he knows everything about atheists and he knows everything about Kemet beliefs. So please, brother, tell us, what do you know about these things?
I didn't even say much about atheists besides the fact that they're atheists. And as for Kemets, most of them are atheists. Kemets is just it's a cultural thing. Let's put it that way. I'm gonna be nice.
Yeah, but your point in what you were saying was to bag these two things together, like they're interchangeable or they both definitely always come together. So you're suggesting you do know that about them. What's that based on?
Obviously, if you are quote unquote Kemet culturally, and you don't have a theist faith, you are an atheist by definition.
Yeah, but Kemets are not all atheists. A lot of Kemets are pantheists. A lot of Kemet people are pantheists, deists, and panentheists, which is not atheists.
And what are you?
Some are even agnostic. Bro, infatuation with this type of thing. I'm just trying to put Kemet and atheist in the same category. So I asked him what he knows about them. He admitted he doesn't know nothing.
Are you an atheist?
And who are you to be speaking for Kemet?
What do you...
Who are you to be
anything
speaking
about
for
it?
Kemet?
But I've just noticed that you acting like you do and you don't.
No, but you got a bit touched like you have anything to do with Kemet.
So tell me again, why did you suggest that atheists are all Kemets and Kemets are all atheists somehow?
I didn't suggest atheists are all Kemets. You're an atheist. You can never be a Kemet.
Oh, is it atheist?
That all Kemets were atheists.
I said
you suggested that.
But again, like there are people who would consider themselves to be representatives of Kemet. So what are you getting your knickers in a twist for?
Okay, right. So trying to get people. Should we stick to the point, which is that you don't know nothing about either? Asking you what you know about these things.
I'm just saying it should be irrelevant to you. It really shouldn't concern you at all. It's like me speaking for something that does not concern me whatsoever.
The other brother asked me what I am. I mean, like, fine, bro.
I don't to do with you.
You're what?
Bro, don't need to time. Can the other brother ask the question he wanted to answer?
What did you say? You're atheist?
Agnostic atheist.
I can't hear you, bro.
I am an agnostic atheist.
You're an atheist?
Anti-atheist.
Oh, anti-atheist. What's
that? Anti-theist. Agnostic.
Agnostic atheist.
So you don't know? We can't hear you, bro.
What are you saying? I don't know what. What is it that I don't know?
What if you don't know if there's a God or not?
Yeah, I don't know if there's a God or not.
Oh, okay. And you was a Muslim. I can't hear you, bro.
Huh? He was never a Muslim. He's basically Asian. He's trying to say he was a Muslim.
Okay. All right. All right. So, is there any more productivity coming out of these conversations, or
actually,
let
me ask Answer something. Answer, what's the 6 articles of faith in Islam? Since you used to be a Muslim. Go on.
What?
What's the
What's
6
the 6 articles of faith
in Islam? Since you used to be a Muslim.
Is that the definition of all Muslims then? So every single person who can claim to be a Muslim can only claim it by that, and anybody who can't could never have been a Muslim.
I can tell you this categorically: if you do not know your 6 articles of faith, you are not a Muslim.
So what if I was a Muslim 20 years ago?
Huh?
Bro, what if I was a Muslim 20 years?
I can. Here what I said. I can tell you categorically. If you do not know 6 articles of faith, not only have you never been a Muslim, you've never come across Islam.
Exactly.
And you've just been exposed for using your Asian background to claim that you used to be a Muslim.
Exactly.
I don't think that there's any Muslims alive today that don't know the 6 articles of faith.
You cannot be a Muslim. You cannot have come across Islam if you do not know the 6 articles of faith. And thank you for exposing yourself.
For a fact that I know more about Islam than any other member in my family. And actually, none of them know the 6 articles of faith.
Answer is done.
Bro,
I promise you, you're finished.
Wait, you're assuming that you are the only person who can hide the criteria by which somebody is a Muslim.
Answer.
I've actually had 5 or 6 different fundamental criteria.
Answer. I'll swear on anything that I own. You cannot be a Muslim, nor could you have come across Islam if you do not know the 6 articles of faith. It is an actual condition to become a Muslim. A literal condition.
Okay.
It's a literal condition. Kalam.
Okay,
Kalam,
that's according to you.
Man up. Tell me, am I lying? Am I lying, Kalam? No, wait.
Bro,
Kalam,
that's
but how can it be according to me? It's the 6 articles of faith. It's what makes you a Muslim. It's why you accept Islam.
Yeah.
You can't accept Islam without knowing what it stands for. And it stands for 2 things: 6 articles of faith and 5 pillars of faith. Those are the 2 that it stands on.
Okay, so just to prove that you don't know what you're talking about.
Not know those 2.
Bro, all right, if your belief in fear is true, then all human beings are born as Muslims. So at which point do they have to learn these 6 articles of faith? Because
if you want to claim you was that quote unquote kind of Muslim, which basically makes everyone in this panel a quote unquote ex-Muslim, say that. Man up, say it.
Right. So 1 minute you guys bring the criteria so basely low that every human being is incorporated into it. Then the next minute you bring the criteria so extremely high and specific that even half the Muslims on the planet don't know what you're talking about.
All right, you thought you had something there. Let me educate you. Muslim means to submit your will to the will of God. When a child is born, they do the will of God naturally.
It's in their
It's in their, that's their nature. Everything
how do you know that's
let me finish.
Bro,
let me ask you, since you thought you were
bro,
smart,
you don't know the lives of every single child. So how do you know that that's true?
The will of God. That is why we say a Muslim. Once a child
becomes an
adult, you do your own will.
Exactly.
Okay, and what age did that change because you're such an expert?
Huh?
What age does that change from you being a child to you being an adult? Specifically, what day of your life is it?
In Islam is when you reach puberty. In Islam, once you reach puberty, you're making
okay. Wait, brother. To be honest,
choices you make are your own.
Ahmed, to be honest, I really don't want to have a session with you about puberty because of your views about such things. So let's go back.
Here we go.
Go on, go on.
Let's go back to what we were originally
Bro.
talking about.
Try and
Because
manipulate
that's what more relevant, yeah?
Bro, that means you was never a Muslim, bro.
Just no, I just want you to admit you was never a Muslim. You was never a Muslim, huh?
Bro, did you live my whole life? That you claim to know every single baby that's ever been born. Do you know what I've done my whole life since the day I was born?
I know the definition of a Muslim. In order to become a Muslim, you have to know the 6 articles of faith. You have to sign up to it. That is what makes you go, Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah wa ashhadu anna Muhammad Rasulullah, is literally the 6 articles of faith and the 5 pillars of faith. Those are what Islam stands on. Without those 2, there is no Islam.
So if I say, oh, la ilaha illallah, ashhadu an la ilaha illallah,
no, you
does that make me a Muslim?
What did you just say? Wait, say that again.
Ahmed, what age is a Muslim child learn that?
I don't hear you, Gabs, bro. Was that Gabs or something?
Yeah, what age does a Muslim child know that? Or what age does a child learn what you just said there?
What age does a child learn what I just said?
Yeah. Yeah.
Are you talking about a child born in a Muslim family?
Yeah, yeah.
A child
Whenever,
born in it depends. Usually in a Muslim family, ASAP, bro. Literally.
What does ASAP mean? What age? What age is ASAP?
The moment they can learn anything.
So okay, if they learn it, does that just because they learn it, do they understand what it means, or do they just learn it?
Yes, you gotta remember, bro. We ain't Christians. We practice our deen every day.
Nah, are you sure? Because bro, I'm not to be bad, man, but I know there's a lot of Muslims that know the words, yeah, but they don't know what the stuff. They don't know the meanings of some of the stuff that they're saying.
But this is not one of those cases. This is
no, but bro, but how do we know that?
You're refusing to listen.
Gabs, this is
no,
basic.
But how do we know that? Because we can't know. But I know that to you it's the basics, bro. But what I'm trying to say is,
it's not.
No. But
don't be speaking for me, Gabs. It's not for me.
No,
it's the basics of the faith.
You're speaking for everybody else because you don't know everybody.
Not. It's the faith, the basics of the faith.
I hear that, but bro, not everybody can learn the basics, bro. Not everybody's gonna learn the basics. What are you talking?
This guy's, you're not listening to me.
What do you mean I'm not listening to you? Not everybody's gonna learn what you can learn. What you're saying the basic is. You're not getting that. Have you not been to a school? Not everybody's gonna learn the basics.
All right, Gabs.
Come on, man. Stop being silly now, man. Come on, man. You know what I'm talking about. Not everybody's gonna learn the basics.
Gabs.
You're talking like everybody can learn, bruv. Come on. You can pipe down, brother. Relax yourself, man, because not everybody's going to learn the basics. You're talking like everybody's going to know the basics. What are you talking? Do you not go to school? Did everybody learn the basics of 1 to 3?
All right. So let's get into, let me just cut this real quickly. So, we definitely do have different categories of Muslims. We have some Muslims that, bang the Quran real hard. They go hard for the Quran, they go hard for the masjid, and they go hard for the recitals. And then we have something else that is considered to be cultural Muslims, okay? A lot of Muslims nowadays tend to be cultural Muslims, especially growing up in the UK. And even, whether it's in, Africa or Asia or wherever else, or even Europe, there's a lot of cultural Muslims. I've been around the world, where I know there's a lot of cultural Muslims, definitely a lot of cultural Muslims. And then there's a lot of Muslims that know Islam, but they don't know the, how can I put it? There is like the dawah material that we're given these days. The dawah material is like, this is the 5 pillars of Islam. And this here is the 5 iman. The 6 iman. What's it called again? The 6 articles of faith. And so forth and so forth. And that's usually through like the Sunni schools of thought and the dawah propaganda that they're given. Not every country actually has that particular dawah propaganda at all. So, let's not judge who is a Muslim and who's not a Muslim or who was a Muslim.
Don't misrepresent us, Kalam. Don't misrepresent us, Kalam. This is Islam. This is Islam, all across Islam. There is any disagreement about this whatsoever. 6 articles of faith and 5 pillars of faith is what Islam is built on.
Let me ask you a question.
The very essence of Islam. No one argues about this.
Let me ask you a question, okay? There's a famous hadith, okay, where there was a slave girl and there was a Sahaba of the Prophet, okay, and he wasn't convinced that this girl was a Muslim. So he called over the Prophet, and the Prophet asked the little girl, "Oh, little girl, who am I?" And he said, she said, "Oh, you are the messenger of Allah." And he's like, "Oh, where is Allah? And she said, oh, above the heavens. And he said to the Sahaba, free this girl, for she is a Muslim. Did he ask her about the 6 articles of faith, or did he ask her about the 5 pillars in Islam? No, that was enough
Were they
proof.
in question?
Sorry?
Were they in question? Were they in question?
What?
Yeah.
Was the 6 articles of faith in question?
No.
Yes.
Stop trying the correlation. The only thing that was in question was the location of Allah. Apparently the girl got that wrong. However, she got it right the moment she said he's above the heavens. So the 6 articles of faith was not in question. Don't try that stuff.
So the 6 articles was not in question, you're saying?
Yes. I don't need to say that. You just
Pardon?
you just read out the statement.
So you're saying the 6 articles of faith wasn't in question, is that correct?
Evidently, from what you read, that never came up.
That's my whole point. That's my whole point. There was only 2 questions. There was only
those 2 questions. But those are the 2 questions they had issues over. It does not mean that they had any issues with anything else.
So what I'm saying to you
The
is
correlation there is
2
false.
questions. The 2 questions that was asked was enough for the Prophet to say that she is a Muslim. Okay, knowing that he was a prophet of Allah, and knowing he is or was.
Is this the only way you guys can argue with Muslims, by completely ignoring us?
I'm
getting confused right now. Because what I said to you, quite specifically, Kalam, what I specifically said to you, for example, if I have an argument about a specific...
Okay, so I'm simply saying to you that instead of doing takfir on other people and saying that they wasn't Muslim or they're not a Muslim, simply just take their word for it and say, you know what, I'll take it on face value that you are a Muslim. Let's not try to falsify somebody's claim that they aren't what they claim to be. So that would be a very slippery slope, because I'm sure a lot of Muslims could do the same to you and be like, Akhi, missed such and such amount of days in Jummah. Akhi, you do such and such and such and such things wrong. You commit sinner, you do this, you do that, and then you're not a Muslim. And how would you feel when somebody does takfir on you? It's not a good feeling. So what I'm going to say is, let's just take my brother Ansir on face value. I haven't known Ansir to be a liar. If he claims he was a Muslim, I will take it as that. Okay? Let's not try to dig down into history.
Nah, but right. You lot are disrespecting us. And you're basically, you keep doing this. Why do you lot keep telling us to accept disrespect of Islam? When someone who is clearly not Muslim claims that they were ex-Muslim just so they can tarnish Islam, you're asking us to accept that. We speak for Islam. You do not. No one in this panel, other than a Muslim, can speak for what Islam says. We know the basics of Islam. This is the basics of Islam. The definition, the reason we are saying to you articles of faith, this is a faith system. You cannot claim to be a part of that of a faith system if you do not know what the faith system is about.
Can Osama bin Laden also talk about Islam because he's Muslim?
Bro, that's just way off topic, man.
I mean, he's Muslim too, isn't he?
Allah knows.
So basically, what you're saying right now is that you can call somebody else Ansar doesn't claim to be Muslim now, but you're saying that you can say a person wasn't Muslim based upon your own criteria that every Muslim should know. Is that what you're saying to me?
What I'm saying to you is, in order for me to claim that I used to play football, I have to have played football. Exactly. Now, in order for someone to claim that they were Muslim, they would have had to understand what it takes to be a Muslim. The articles of faith is why you become a Muslim. If you don't know what the articles of faith is, how could you have ever been a Muslim? Look, when, for example, in Islam, to become a Muslim, you have to say, Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah wa ashhadu anna Muhammad Rasulullah. You understand? To literally become a Muslim. Now, that's part of the five pillars of faith. Those are acts that you do. And then besides that, we have something called articles of faith. Those are certain things that you believe as a Muslim. If you do not know what you believe as a Muslim, you cannot have been a Muslim.
We speak for
so quick
Islam. You're not
question.
going to change this for us.
Quick question. I just want to know something. You know, is there such thing as a cultural Muslim?
Not with this topic. Not with this topic. Not with this topic. This topic is there's no way out.
Secondly, if you're not a revert to Islam, at what point do the rest of the Muslim world actually take their shahada? Ahmed, at what point did you take your shahada?
I was born a Muslim.
Oh, you was born Muslim, so you was a cultural Muslim, right?
How did you correlate the two?
Because depending upon your culture, meaning your parents, your society that you grew up in and acculturated yourself into, were all Muslims, henceforth you was a Muslim, right?
I was born a Muslim.
Okay.
Look, I have a challenge, guys. Show me God right now.
All right. So,
what a great challenge.
You as a cultural, basically, I'm saying to you, you're culturally Muslim because you never actually had to do what most reverts do, which is take shahada. Is that correct?
I did take what's it called? I did take shahada, and I did learn about Islam once I've reached maturity. Once I've reached maturity by myself, I've had to obviously study the faith that I believe in, and part of the reasons that I continue being a Muslim is because obviously I know what it takes to be one.
So did you have at least 4 witnesses besides you whilst you were taking a shahada, or was it something that you actually acclimated to?
It's not 4 witnesses, it's 2, by the way.
2 witnesses.
I didn't do that. I clearly didn't do that.
Okay. You didn't do that. So I take it that you was a cultural Muslim that grew up in a Muslim household, and you from the get-go, you grew up knowing that you was a Muslim, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And what if Ansir had the same progress as you in that sense, that he was a cultural Muslim? Not to say that he was a practicing Muslim or not, but just to say he was a cultural Muslim. Is that okay for him to be a cultural Muslim?
I wasn't necessarily always a practicing Muslim. I was not always necessarily the greatest of Muslims. However, I knew what it meant to be a Muslim. I've always known what it meant to be a Muslim. So if he was quote unquote born a Muslim, even when he grew up, he would have learned what it takes to be a Muslim, and B, if he's gonna claim that he's an ex-Muslim, he's got to have a reason for leaving it. So if he didn't know what it took to be one, how could he claim that he left it?
Okay, I see your concern. So let me actually turn to my brother Ansir right now. Brother Ansir, is it fair to say that your family were Muslims or non-Muslims?
Yeah, to be honest, I mean, I don't even see the point in going through this because these guys will never listen. They have got it set in their heads that anybody who's not a Muslim, that they were a Muslim, because it makes it look like it is reasonable to leave the religion. There are some people who grow brain or some common sense and eventually leave the religion. In fact, there are a lot of people, and these guys only use bullying and violence to hold them back in their Muslim majority countries. So I'm used to this. I get it from all these types. But the fact of the matter is, how can they be so ignorant? And I don't know, it's just ridiculous. They claim to know what I've done with my whole life since the day I was born. I mean, no point me proving whether I was or wasn't. I mean, guys, just admit that there's no possible way you could ever know whether how much I was a Muslim or what type of Muslim I was. You can't know these things. I'm 39 years old. I became a non-Muslim officially when I was 23 years old. Bruv, that's 16 years ago. I've forgotten loads of stuff about it because there's loads of stuff about it that I just don't care about. It's not irrelevant to the point of me ever having been a Muslim. I can only tell you that you can research my life in any way you like, in any evidence other than that I am from a Muslim family. Every single person I'm related to by blood is Muslim. You know, if you refuse to, you do a lot of research to find out where my children go to school and post that online. You do a lot of research to find out my wife's phone number and stuff like that and post that online. But how come you can't do the research to find out that they're all Muslims? My whole family is Muslims, including my children.
we can leave this topic, and at the end of the day, the audience, I'm sure they will have whatever idea they want. So that's that. As far as I'm concerned, and I guarantee you, as far as every single Muslim watching this is concerned, you have been exposed.
Right, even the ones that don't know these 6 magical rules of yours. The fact is, bro, you are not any person to make this decision. In my life, when I was growing up, maybe they were quite relaxed about it.
I can comfortably leave this subject.
All I was told by my family always told me that the main thing you have to do to qualify as a Muslim is say and believe in the words La ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah. Fundamental difference between a Muslim and a non-Muslim, and they would not allow me to live my life without saying those words and believing those words for the whole time I was a child. And that's the most important aspect of it. Now, there were other things to it, and I did have to learn loads of stuff. I did have to read the Quran many times over, and I did have to read Arabic without understanding it.
Okay.
I've forgotten most of that stuff.
Did you read the Quran? You read the Quran, you said, yeah? You said it, so I'm going to go by what you said.
I said I read the Quran in Arabic without understanding it.
Okay, cool. Do you remember any of them?
So, I understood it to begin with, so what does it matter? I know the first chapter begins with...
It doesn't matter. If you've read it, like you said you have, you will remember certain verses. Can you even read 3 of any? I'll let you choose.
If I was to remind you of a book that you've ever read ever in your life, and I chose 3 chapters and said to you, recite 3 chapters, bro, stop being silly. Yeah, just because you guys memorized the Quran.
So let's not being silly. If you was ever a Muslim,
to memorize 3 chapters of it, I'm telling you nonsense to me, so I'm not bothered to memorize any.
I said 3 verses.
Oh, that's a silly challenge, yeah? I don't claim to memorize 3 verses.
You can't remember 2 verses of the whole Quran.
You memorize 3 verses
you can't
of
remember
it.
2 verses.
Yeah, man.
Answer, you can't remember 2 verses. You can't remember 2 verses. You're faking.
How about قل أعوذ برب الناس ملك الناس إله الناس من شر الوسواس الخناس.
You're faker than a Kardashian, fam.
How about قل أعوذ برب الناس ملك الناس إله الناس من شر الوسواس الخناس.
Continue.
No. That's enough. That's enough for me. 114th chapter in the Quran. I think that is Surah Al-Nas, and that to me lets me know that my brother definitely recited and learned the Quran, even by the way he was doing.
He brought it out. Why do you think he was arguing and deflecting for so long? He brought it out on his screen, and he's read it from his screen.
No. The way he said the Arabic right there, I know. Okay, I know for a fact he didn't want to do that, because that brings back a lot of memories, a lot of filth in my brother's eyes. So you know what? Okay, I'm tired. It's been a great show. It's been an absolutely great show. No matter what proof that you want to throw at a lot of people, nobody would want to accept that you were an ex-Muslim. They don't want to accept that your wife could be possibly a Muslim. They don't want to accept that your children could be possibly a Muslim, or your mother or father. They would rather love to hear you being a charlatan claiming to be an ex-Muslim. So, it is what it is. Anyways, trust me, trust me. Hey. Anyway, I'm tired, I'm tired, family. I'm going to sleep, okay? I'm going to sleep. We can have, you want the link? Yeah, let me drop the link to you guys. Let me drop the link. Check now. Also, check it in the description box as well. And if you would like to donate, man, you can always hit the donate button down below, family. Hit the donate button. Support Titans TV. Also, if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button. Hit the subscribe button and let me know as well. Let me know what? Let me know if you're feeling the channel, man. Let me know if you're feeling the channel. Like, I've got to spend some time now and break up the show into 2 bits. This is like over 3 hours long. All right, Bigger Belly in the building. So, you know what? I'm signing out. It's been beautiful. It's been lovely. I loved spending some time with you guys. I really wanted it just to be an hour show, but you guys always keep me here, Always keep me here. Anyways, love, peace. Also, another thing, actually, check out the Gin and Tonic show tomorrow with my brother Rob. All right, Christian Prince is on.